Today I will be solving question 17 from the 2022 Oxford Physics Admissions Test. So to start out with, part A asks us to find R2 in terms of R1. So as you can see here, I am drawing a diagonal line from the centers of these two circles. And you can see that this diagonal line is made up of R2 and R1. Then next, I will be drawing two lines to connect this all into a right angle triangle. As you can see, the next two lines are both R1. As this is a right angle triangle, I am able to do Pythagoras theorem to solve this problem. And therefore, I can write in brackets R2 plus R1 squared is equals to R1 squared plus R1 squared, which is equals to 2R1 squared. And then we can do R2 plus R1 is equals to R1 times square root of 2. And R2 is equals to R1 times root 2 minus 1. And then moving on to part B. Part B takes place in a cube and with 8 spheres instead of 4 circles and inside a square. But overall, we're still asked to find R3 now in terms of R1. And I will be drawing a cube to just demonstrate this problem. And I have a sphere inside this cube, which here it is. And then I also draw the smaller sphere, which you can see half of it or so kind of fits into it. And I will be drawing a diagonal line from one end of the cube to the other, and also to the center of the smaller sphere. And as you can see, this diagonal line is made up of R3 here at both ends, and then 2R1 here. And like the previous problem, I'm also going to be making this into a right angle triangle so we can use Pythagoras theorem. And then, so using this line, which is 2R1, and then this diagonal line, which is from Pythagoras theorem, the square root of 2R1 squared plus 2R1 squared, which then, using Pythagoras theorem, I will write 2R3 plus 2R1 squared is equals to 2R1 squared plus 2R1 squared plus 2R1 squared, which is equals to 2R1 squared. And then 2R3 plus 2R1 is equals to 2R1 times root 3. And then 2R3 is equals to 2 bracket root 3 minus 1 times R1, which then R3 is equals to brackets root 3 minus 1 times R1. So that's it. Also, here's an additional diagram done in Photoshop to represent what I was doing in part B, which if you're still confused based off like what happened, hopefully this diagram will clear things up.